You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go! Live from the 15 Minutes of Fame studios, 39th and Broadway, in the heart of Bayonne, New Jersey, because we couldn't afford a spot in Manhattan. Welcome to the Shut Up and Talk Show. Give it up for your host, me, motherfuckers. Let's go!
Okay, so I want to ask you. I hope this ain't too sensitive of a subject.
Yeah.
But it's something I've always paid attention and was a little curious of. I've been around the culture for a long time. Arsenal is one of the guys that I see from the beginning of me watching Arsenal that he repped.
Yeah.
You know, being Grape Street,
Yeah.
you know, the Crip thing.
Yeah.
But as time went on in battle rap, like I started to see other people kind of pop up.
Yeah.
And now they represent. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, I didn't know. You know, one of those guys, like, you know, a couple years, I never heard him say that.
Out loud,
then when you came in, like, Ars was already.
He was already doing his thing.
Yeah.
For sure. Him, a few others, for sure.
Nitty. So it's like.
Suge and stuff like that, yeah.
Right. So, and you know, when you came in, I think it just kind of like just grew more. Yeah, Crips and the Bloods. Like, it's like
I just started kind of representing
that question.
Yeah.
Actually, I quit sugarcoating that question.
No, I'm not sugarcoating. I'm trying to just, you know, explain
I
something.
seen
like,
the same thing you saw.
How do you feel about that being, you know, somebody that really represents that, you know what I mean, comes from that? Yeah. How does it feel knowing that you got a lot of people here just doing it to clout shit in the culture?
Yeah, I feel like I say, man, a lot of people, I think, attributed my success to being a Crip or my success to banging. Like, oh, they pushing him because he's an authentic gang banger. He done the story, everything checks out. So he's pushing gang, so then they pushing him to the top. So hold on, let me show him, like, oh, he ain't the only nigga. I bang too, I do this. And the whole time not looking at me taking the craft serious, not seeing I'm showing up consistent. Ain't got nothing to do with no banging. That's just a part of the storyline, you know what I'm saying? I never ever glorify it. I never get on these cameras and be on this motherfucker telling people, man, the hood's cracking, you know what I'm saying? This is my story. I wouldn't, if I listened to my third round, I would never want to bang. I'm telling you, my niggas dying and going to jail all fucking day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? You feel me? That's all I'm telling you is the reality of it. So for me, like, I look at it like, yeah, if you got in it to try and portray it just for likes, or portray it just to add to your believability and things of that nature, then you should have already came in the game like that, because then it would have been believable and people wouldn't be questioning me, because that don't mean you wasn't really from there just because you started saying it late. You might have always been with it, but you kind of kept it under wraps because you wasn't, but you thought now was the time. Nah, man, like, because it ain't nothing to perpetuate, man. There's nothing to really lead on. You got people watching. There's kids watching this stuff, man. There's motherfuckers that's watching this, so we don't want them to never think it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want them to see that you can come from that and turn yourself into something bigger than that. Like, that's my whole goal with it every time when I'm talking is, yo, yeah, we crippin', we crippin' this people blood and this people essays, whatever they reppin', you know what I'm saying? GDs, Vice Lord, all these gangs, all these different things people representing. But at the end of the day, man, like, nigga, that ain't what it's about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we had to do that at that time. Like, I'm rapping now so much that I don't got time to be doing no nonsense. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I make sure I say, like, what? Dude, but I'm not, no, hell no, I'm not finna, when you see me, people see us, we coming and homies coming and we deep and we having a good time, I ain't never brung no dudes who came to that motherfucker and tried to shut the building down and shake niggas down and do all this, man. They coming to support, we get the fuck on, man. We handle our business. You been at an event where my homies fought each other. You know what I'm saying? And the reason they fought each other because somebody was fucking up the venue.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Fucking up what was finna go on with the battlers and other people. So they handled each other and got that up out of there. And you got everybody on camera. You know what I'm saying? You probably be the only motherfucker that seen it. You took it down. I'm talking about as far as like you put your camera down. You know, you was back there. You feel what I'm saying?
I don't record.
You don't record that. But some other people, if they had the opportunity. That's why, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying when it comes to being real.
Probably should record stuff like that and hold it, but it's like, what am I going to do with it?
Do
Why
it,
do I
yeah.
have it? So I never do.
You never
so
do.
it's like,
And that's just to say the simple fact of like, we don't be sitting there trying to glorify all these times of trying to overly look real. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, wait a minute, why you didn't pan the camera out? Oh, then you see this fighters, this can go on battle rap and they can see Geechi and his crew whooping ass, and now they can say like it's no for that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's not what we trying to put out. Because sometimes somebody take them losses on them cameras and they come back and they've been holding on. They can't wait to see you again because you done embarrassed them for the rest of their life and they holding on and you got karma for somebody who just been waiting on you because you done forgot about it. I talked about this earlier, man. Some people sit back and be hating, just waiting to get you. That's it. They whole day is hating on you. You ain't got nothing. You ain't bothering them. You ain't doing nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? Queen's Flip just told me a story about Chinks. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know nothing about. You know, that's somebody that whatever their situation was, something that was old in jail that held on to something. You know, and it just made me think. And I was saying like it be stuff like that where it wouldn't even mean nothing to him no more. But you held on to it because of who he was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And who he was, and so you feeling as if this dude probably keep wearing nice stuff. He under the cameras. He doing this, and he might be looking like, I gotta take him out now. You know what I'm saying? And people have that hatred towards shit. So I try to. My whole goal is to never try to sit there and glorify the evil side of that shit, man, because it is, at the end of the day, I'm going to speak out against it, let it know it is an evil side, it's real, you know what I'm saying?
Like people do, it's like, I get it, man, if that's what you came from, you know, it's part of your life.
It's part of your history.
You know, but to
grow,
to start to glorify it and just to use it so you can, you know, come off as a tough guy in battle rap. That shit is corny. You gotta grow,
man, because especially at a certain age, man, if you still trying to prove yourself, then I mean you probably either started late or you probably haven't never really done it. You know what I'm saying? Because after a while, like you should be decorated enough to where you able to speak out against it because you've done it. You can't speak out against something that you've never done. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't tell somebody like it ain't cool to do unless you've actually done it. You dig what I'm saying? So that's the difference too. Some people still trying to make their name and make their way in that shit. And it's like, man, nah, man. Like the gang banging for us, it's a culture. I'm gonna make sure I say this on camera. On the West Coast, it starts as a culture. It's we kids, we family. You know what I'm saying? You see how I call them cousin and all this? We ain't even blood. But we done grew up so long since kids. I know his mama, he know my mama. We sleeping in the same houses. We we all eat. We going through this and we grow up together as a family. You know what I'm saying? So it be that. Like, nigga, I'm just with my brother. You swing on him, I'm swinging too because ain't nothing. I'm not gonna let nothing happen to him that ain't gonna happen to me. We both gotta go back home to our families, and I can't go home without him. You know what I'm saying? So now it turned into one or two. I'm gonna get my ass whooped. That's the family. That's the part it started from. Protect the community, having a community, and of course it get lost along the way because it's drugs, it's violence, all that type of shit. So like, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not no gang leader. I can't stop it. I wish I could. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna always say for the youngsters who ain't doing it, don't do it. Let it go, do something different. You know what I'm saying?
The last thing I want to ask on that is I'm a fake Crip, right?
Yeah.
I come up to you, and I'm representing.
Yeah.
Like, how do you know? How do you know that I'm fronting? Like, cause right now you can learn all the handshakes, the signals, even the dance. You know what I mean? You can learn all this shit. You can learn the lingo and everything, and I could just be fronting hard. How do you know that I'm just fronting and I'm not really part?
Because at the end of the day, it's history, man. It's history. Like, you feel me? Like, it's literally a history to it. You feel what I'm saying? So people think because you can be from other states and other places and all that, like, you can be from these gangs, but understand that it still is a history to it. So, like, you can't be a part of something and not know the history of it and understand where it started, how it started, why are you representing this, why don't these people get along with these people, what is the reason, you feel me, behind that, where did that beef start from? You have to know these. You. So that's how I would know. If a motherfucker don't know their history, then I can tell just off the rip that they don't know it. Like, you don't know what you're doing it for.
So back in the day with 5%ers, right? If I'm a 5%er, you a 5%, I run into you on the street. You know, peace God. You say peace God. I'm like, oh, what's today's mathematics? You gotta know that, right? So it's like, not to say it's a test, but it is. It's a test. You know what I mean? You gotta represent. You gotta
say that back.
Right. You gotta. That's not the same. All I gotta do is walk up to you. What up, cub? And then
Nah, see, it's different though.
Yeah.
that's what I'm asking.
We
This
got
is what
hood.
I'm asking.
See, where we from, we got hoods.
Yeah.
So, see, we from the same hood. So if I was like, say like how you just said, if you walk up and say, now if you walk up and say you from the same hood he's from, you walk up and be like, say you walk up to me, you like, all right, I'm from Nutty Block, whoop, and you just, all right, nigga be like, all right, who you know? You get the name of it, you don't, if you can't name, if I say, you know Geechi, you be like, I don't know who that is. Or you say Balo, and they don't know who Geechi is. Because it's rap and all that. But if you don't know Balo, you don't know who that is.
Well,
so that's how you would know that he not from my hood.
What if I'm from Connecticut?
Can I piggyback off
you don't
what
know.
you said?
But you still gotta be.
Hold up.
But you still have to be connected to that original history.
And if
No
Kane
matter
was here,
what.
we would know.
You know what I'm
that
saying?
would be a perfect
like you
example.
still have to be connected
Fact.
to that
Kane was
original
here.
history, no matter what, because that's where it started. Like you can't represent something and not know where it started from and have to and have
But
that.
you're not gonna ask me, you know, where.
Hey, so
Nah,
look,
because I really don't give a fuck.
So
So
you
look.
have no choice but to say, okay, the nigga said he crip, right? He just a Connecticut crip.
That's him.
Okay.
Hey, so
I'm
look,
just
Yeah,
curious
yeah,
about
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Like I say, I use that 5%
So look.
example because of that.
so I'm a member of Omega Psi.
But you gotta also understand is this too though, because it's like you have to be attached to something real too though. That's one thing that people forget about with gangbang. It's already certain sets that's sanctioned, that's really a set. You feel what I'm saying? So you can't be from, like you said, Connecticut, and then you say you from Connecticut, Muhammad Ali block. You get what I'm saying? Like nigga, where's that at in LA? Where's that at in where gangbang started? Like it has to be a gang from where it started to be 100%. No matter what it is, you know, so that's why you got people that's from 60s and Grape Streets and 8 Trays and Nutty Blocks, because them people done left from the originals
Here
and branched out and did this. You can't start your own gang. You can't, how you gonna start?
No,
you
they
can't-
could represent Nutty Block,
But you
right?
can't, I'm saying
but
you
they
can't,
still would have
but
to
I'm
know
saying,
one
I'm
of
saying,
y'all.
whatever this street is right here, a nigga can't start this block right here and say this block is Crip. You dig what I'm saying? And you can't just be born and raised in this city and say I'm starting this Crip gang. You can't.
Gotta go through somebody on the West Coast.
And that's just common knowledge. Because why would you even want to not do that? Because you don't even know why you cripping at that
I
point.
think niggas do it, man. I think
I know,
you got,
but I'm saying, yeah, you are doing it, but just to even, but you don't. But then it's a reason why those dudes out there in the West are Crips. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's it's a reason why these two hoods don't get along. Like so, why would you be beefing with that hood? You never even ran into them. You don't even got the same. You feel what I mean? It's not even. It's the hatred is not the same. The energies is not the same. So you really basically at that point you're just doing it just to be doing it. You following a fad is what I'm saying. So that's what I mean. If you feel what I'm saying? Which people do at times. Exactly, it happens. I'm not saying it ain't happening, and I'm not even saying that don't make them gangster, because people think that means taking away gangster. I don't mean you ain't jumped out and shot some motherfuckers and killed some motherfuckers and robbed. You probably doing all of that. But I'm talking about like calling yourself Crip and calling yourself Blood. That is literally from somewhere. Pyru, that is literally from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Those, you feel what I mean? Like those is real reasons why this stuff is named that. It's people who started that. You know what I'm saying? It's whole history behind it. So you have to understand it to start it. You feel what I'm saying? Like you said, a 5%er. I can't just go around and saying that if I don't know it. I can't just be, Geechi the 5%er, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't hang with you. I'm just that. You feel me? I'm just Geechi the 5% because I said so.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I read some
But like I
books.
say, they get tested. I guess in gang culture, you don't get tested to
I won't go there.
prove
No, you
who
do.
you are.
You
Ain't
do.
that stuff like
Yeah.
G-check?
Like G-check.
Yeah, you do.
Okay,
Yeah.
beautiful.
You do get
then.
tested,
What's a G check?
It's but you G-check somebody when you say what piece God, what's the mathematics? That's a G-check.
What's G checking?
What's the mathematics just killed?
But see,
I know, but see,
Go ahead,
what I'm saying, like that's
What is-
different. That's the different cultures, is what I'm saying. Like,
So what are you asking? So are you asking like so like well, we from the same hood? So are you asking like what is our enemies? Like how would we know our enemies?
No,
Asking you,
so
what
look.
is the G? Help me out.
No.
What is
So
the
what
G
it
check?
is like? So what's
We
the
go-
literature? What's the
it would-
literature?
yeah,
What's going
exactly. It
on?
would be like in a sense of, so say somebody.
We say
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So say somebody.
Our hood call is
Yeah,
OA.
so say like a G check would be us, like you say somebody said they was and Crip and where they was. If a motherfucker cared enough to want to know, now motherfuckers finna ask you, okay, like from where, who? Like, you know what I'm saying? Where you from? Like, that's how we do it off the top anyway. When you're on the West, it's automatically like where you from. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be. You gotta know where you from. Like who? Okay, and then if we know somebody from this same shit, now we need to know how official you is. Like you know such and such daughter. Let me call such and such. Hey man, y'all heard of who? Hey, what's his name right here, man? Glass man. Hey, you got a homie named Glass man? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we ain't got no nigga named Glass. Oh, hey bro, these niggas, the real niggas over there, they say they ain't never heard you, they ain't never seen you, big dog. Like, hey, what's going on? Like, you feel me? So that's how it happens. It's like you got to be able to. You have to be tapped in with the right, correct people. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you choose to do.
I that shit bothers me, and I'm not part of it. I just hate people that try to be part of something like something like that. You know what I mean? Sure. The gang thing has its negative shits to it, but how it became, like, don't come over here claiming my shit. You know what it cost me. You know what it cost my family, cost my homies, cost my friends. You know, through all of this shit.
That's
y'all
the part that people don't see.
In with it. You know what I mean?
The part that people don't see is the shit that people lost and went behind with that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers done. Like, it's not like we just saying it to be saying it. Like, you know what I'm saying? When motherfuckers got dead homies and all that, like, man, that shit be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's some motherfuckers that got more dead friends than alive ones. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how long and that's how fucked up the shit is to where, nigga, everybody you grew up with, you don't even see them no more. It's a whole nother generation of people now because these half 50, 60 motherfuckers in jail, these 40, 50, 60 motherfuckers is dead, nigga, and now these new group of motherfuckers done popped up because they, so it's like this is a real culture, you know what I'm saying? That this shit don't stop. It's gonna keep going, you know what I'm saying? It don't stop, so you gotta understand what this shit is for and what you're doing it for. So that's why, it goes back to me saying it ain't worth it because, like, if I told you your job, if you in it, and you know what it is, so it ain't no stopping. If you somebody that's already in it and you done chose your fate, you choose it. But I'm just saying somebody that's not in it, man, that young kid that's watching it. If I told him that his job, his two options eventually is death, jail. You know what I'm saying? And like you got like 10% chance of making it out. You know what I'm saying? When you start this job. 9 times out of 10, motherfucker ain't gonna start that job. Like, nigga, what? Hell no. I got a 10%, then the other half I'm gonna either die or I'm gonna go to jail for, you know what I mean? In and out this motherfucker or whatever. And niggas ain't gonna start that. And that's really, at the end of the day, that's the gist of it now. It started off, like you said, community building and taking care of your neighborhood and each one teach one and lifting your brother up, lifting your community up, man, making sure that motherfuckers ain't coming within this right here and tagging on the walls and fucking up shit that we got over here, making sure we keeping this neighborhood clean. We ain't got nobody robbing these old ladies and raping these kids. We taking care. When anybody do some bullshit over here, we already know because everybody done seen it and we done be able to attack the problem. You know what I'm saying? It got away from that. You know, now that it's away from that, it's like it's a free for all. You feel me? But
that's why niggas just popping up with the hand signals and
just
the
doing
dancing
shit.
and shit. Like,
You got So
and then motherfuckers just like fucking pathetic.
People, so the ones who know they know and they just handling their business like they chilling. You know what I'm saying? The real gangsters is probably 9 times out of 10, man, just sitting back getting their money, man, just trying to deter that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, the real gangsters done been through so much shit, they don't want to see nobody else go through it. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And if you is sending motherfuckers through it, then you just somebody that's still lost.
Real gangsters is battle rapping and owning their own podcasts and their
what my nigga Meek say, man, gangster is buying your mom's a crib and getting out the hood and like that is gangster shit now to people. Like that's really what it should be, aspired as being a gangster. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a fact.
Like, you feel me? Handling your business for sure.
15 minutes of fame.
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go.